The European Union, EU, is a unique political and economic partnership of 27 European countries. It was established with the aim of promoting peace, stability, and economic prosperity among its member states. The functioning of the EU is complex and involves several key institutions that work together to make decisions and shape EU policies. At the heart of the EU is the European Commission. The Commission, headed by its president, is the executive branch of the EU. It is responsible for proposing and implementing EU laws, managing EU funds, and representing the interests of the EU on the international stage. The Commission consists of one commissioner from each member state, and each commissioner is responsible for a specific policy area, such as agriculture, trade, or the environment. To ensure democratic accountability, the European Parliament plays a crucial role in the decision-making process of the EU. The Parliament is directly elected by EU citizens every 5 years and represents their interests. It has the power to amend, approve, or reject proposed EU legislation and plays a key role in shaping the EU's legislative agenda. The Parliament also has the power to approve or reject the appointment of the Commission President and other key positions within the EU. The Council of the European Union, also known as the Council of Ministers, represents the governments of the EU member states. It is composed of ministers from each member state, depending on the topic being discussed. For example, if the topic under discussion is agriculture, the agriculture ministers of the member states will participate in the Council meeting. The Council's main role is to negotiate and adopt EU laws, in collaboration with the European Parliament. The Council also sets the overall political direction and priorities of the EU. Another important institution in the EU is the European Court of Justice, ECJ. The ECJ is responsible for ensuring that EU law is interpreted and applied consistently across all member states. It has the power to settle disputes between EU member states, EU institutions, businesses, or individuals. The ECJ also has the authority to issue legal opinions on the compatibility of national laws with EU law. Its judgments are binding on all member states and contribute to the development of EU law. The European Central Bank, ECB, is the institution responsible for managing the euro currency and maintaining price stability in the euro area. It sets interest rates, conducts monetary policy, and supervises the banking sector in the euro area. The ECB works closely with the national central banks of the member states to ensure the proper functioning of the euro and to safeguard financial stability within the EU. In addition to these key institutions, there are several other bodies and agencies that contribute to the functioning of the EU. These include the European Economic and Social Committee, which represents civil society organizations and provides them with a platform to express their views, the Committee of the Regions, which represents regional and local governments and ensures their voices are heard in EU decision-making, and the European Investment Bank, which supports EU projects and provides financing for infrastructure, innovation, and SMEs. Overall, the EU is a complex system of institutions that work together to make decisions and shape EU policies. The European Commission proposes new legislation and manages the day-to-day affairs of the EU, while the European Parliament provides democratic oversight and approves EU laws. The Council of the European Union represents the member states' governments and negotiates and adopts EU laws. The European Court of Justice ensures the consistent interpretation and application of EU law, while the European Central Bank manages the euro currency and monetary policy in the euro area. Together, these institutions contribute to the functioning and governance of the EU, promoting its core values of peace, stability, and prosperity among its member states.